Have you ever looked around your home or your life and thought, why am I still holding on to this? As we step into our 70s, life invites us to do something truly powerful. Not to gather more, but to let go. Not out of loss, but out of wisdom. This stage of life is not the end of the road. It's a quieter, deeper chapter where peace, clarity, and meaning take center stage. But here's the truth many overlook. Peace doesn't come from having more. It comes from carrying less. In this video, we'll explore 5 things you should consider letting go of after the age of 70. Not to give up, but to rise up into a freer, more joyful way of living. And no, it's not just about cleaning out your attic. It's about clearing space in your mind, your relationships, and even your habits so that you can savor what truly matters. So if you've ever felt weighed down by clutter, regret, toxic people, or even your own expectations, this message is for you. Because what you release in your 70s could very well determine the quality of your peace and happiness in the years to come. Stay with us until the end, because these aren't just tips, they're life shifts. And they might just help you reclaim not only space in your home, but peace in your heart. After all, at this stage in life, you've earned the right to live lighter, love deeper, and let go of what no longer serves you. Let's begin. 1. Letting go of items that no longer serve a purpose. As the years go by, our homes slowly transform into time capsules, filled with souvenirs, letters, clothing, gifts from decades past, and furniture we no longer use but hesitate to part with. Each item tells a story, and for many of us over 70, these stories matter. But there comes a point when the stories begin to weigh us down, not lift us up. Let's be honest, how many drawers do we avoid opening? How many boxes are tucked away in basements, attics, or closets, never touched, yet never discarded? It's easy to let items accumulate over time, especially when they're tied to cherished memories. But those very items, once meaningful, can slowly turn into silent burdens. They take up space not only in our homes but in our minds, making it harder to find clarity and calm. This doesn't mean you should part with everything. Quite the opposite. It's about keeping what truly matters. The photo album that always makes you smile, your favorite chair where you read to your grandkids, or that little keepsake from your wedding day. But for everything else, ask yourself, does this item still bring me joy, or am I holding on out of habit or guilt? Start small. Choose a single shelf or a drawer. Hold each item and ask, do I need this, love this, or use this? If the answer is no, it might be time to let it go. Donate it to a local charity, pass it on to a family member, or recycle it. Someone else may treasure what you no longer need. More than just physical organization, this act is symbolic. Letting go of clutter is like clearing emotional fog. You make room, not just for physical space, but for new experiences, new energy, and a deeper sense of peace. Think of it as gifting yourself the luxury of space and simplicity. A tidy, peaceful environment also supports safer living. Fewer obstacles mean reduced risk of falls. Clearer spaces mean less stress and easier navigation. For those living in smaller homes or apartments, this can make a huge difference in quality of life. It's also worth considering that this process can be deeply emotional in the best way. You may rediscover lost treasures, laugh over old letters, or reconnect with stories you'd forgotten. Sharing these moments with loved ones can spark meaningful conversations and even healing. Ultimately, decluttering after 70 isn't about minimalism. It's about intentional living. It's a conscious choice to release the past in a way that honors it, while embracing a lighter, more manageable present. And in doing so, you open the door to a future filled with peace, gratitude, and breathing room for the things and people that truly matter. So take a breath, take your time, and take the first step. Your lighter, clearer, more peaceful life begins one drawer at a time. 2. Releasing toxic relationships. By the time we reach our 70s, we've walked through decades of relationships, some beautiful and nourishing, others complicated or even painful. We've had close friendships, family ties, acquaintances, and perhaps even long-standing obligations that we've held on to out of habit or a sense of duty. But now, in this deeply meaningful stage of life, it's time to take inventory, not just of our possessions, but also of the people we surround ourselves with. Ask yourself honestly, does this person lift me up or drag me down? Do I feel heard, appreciated, and respected, or constantly criticized, dismissed, or drained? If the answer leans toward the negative, it might be time to reassess that connection. Letting go of toxic relationships isn't about harboring resentment or seeking revenge. It's an act of self-respect and emotional freedom. Toxic relationships come in many forms. It could be a friend who always focuses on their problems and never listens to yours, or a relative who constantly belittles your choices, reminds you of your failures, or makes you feel invisible. Sometimes it's the subtle undermining, the passive-aggressive comments, the guilt trips, or the way someone makes you feel small, even when they smile. At this point in life, every day is too precious to be spent in emotional discomfort. Surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you, listen to you, and respect you is not just desirable. It's essential for mental and emotional well-being. You deserve relationships that bring peace, laughter, support, and warmth. Nothing less. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean cutting ties completely. In some cases, setting firm boundaries or limiting contact can protect your peace without destroying the connection. A simple shift, like reducing the frequency of calls, avoiding emotionally charged topics, or choosing when and how to interact, can create a healthier space. It's also important to acknowledge the fear or guilt that often accompanies these decisions. You may worry about hurting someone or feel that it's too late to make changes. But consider this: the cost of staying in draining relationships is your peace of mind. You have every right to choose joy, even if that means stepping away from long-established dynamics. What happens when you do release those toxic ties? A surprising thing occurs. Space opens up. You begin to notice who does bring you joy. Perhaps a neighbor who checks in kindly, a community group that welcomes you, or even a new friend met through a shared interest. With the emotional weight lifted, there's room for genuine connection. Remember, healthy relationships aren't perfect, but they're rooted in mutual care and respect. At this stage in life, love should never feel like a burden. It should feel like coming home. Letting go of toxic relationships isn't about giving up. It's about choosing yourself. It's about creating a circle of trust and warmth around you that reflects how far you've come and how much you still deserve. After all, this is your time. Fill it with the people who see you, hear you, and truly cherish you. 3. Letting go of self-blame and regret. As we age, reflection becomes second nature. We look back on choices, milestones, relationships, and moments that shape the journey. For those of us over 70, this reflection often brings a mix of gratitude and sometimes regret. We may think, if only I had said this, or why did I make that decision? And when those thoughts linger too long, they can quietly erode the peace we've worked so hard to achieve. Regret is a deeply human emotion. It can stem from missed opportunities, strained relationships, or dreams that were left unexplored. But it's important to remember, we made the best decisions we could with the information, experience, and emotional resources we had at the time. That's not failure. That's simply being human. Likewise, self-blame can be even more damaging. The internal dialogue, "I wasn't good enough," or "I caused too much pain," can create a heavy emotional burden that lingers for decades. But let's pause here and ask a powerful question. Would you say those same words to a dear friend or to your own child? Most of us wouldn't. We would offer them compassion, understanding, and grace. So why not offer the same to ourselves? Forgiving yourself doesn't mean ignoring mistakes. It means acknowledging them without chaining your identity to them. It's recognizing that mistakes are part of growth and that your life in its entirety is a testament to strength, endurance, and learning. A helpful shift in mindset is to view your past not as a source of shame, but as a library of wisdom. Each decision, even the ones you wish you could redo, taught you something valuable. Maybe it shaped how you now treat others, or helped you raise your children differently, or gave you resilience you wouldn't otherwise have. To release regret, start by bringing your attention to the present. Engage in activities that ground you. Nature walks, journaling, prayer, meditation, or heartfelt conversations with loved ones. These experiences remind us that life continues to offer beauty, connection, and new meaning, regardless of the past. If you're haunted by what-ifs, try rewriting them into even-ifs. For example, even if I missed that chance, I still built a life of purpose. Or, even if that relationship didn't work out, I've grown stronger and wiser. This reframing doesn't change the past, it transforms how you carry it. Also, don't hesitate to speak to a counselor, faith leader, or trusted friend. Sometimes voicing regret out loud allows it to lose its grip. You don't need to carry the weight alone. In the end, your story isn't defined by the stumbles. It's defined by the fact that you kept walking, you kept trying, and you're still here, wiser and more compassionate than ever. So let go of the harsh judgment and embrace a more forgiving narrative. These years are not about perfection. They're about peace. You've earned the right to live with grace, acceptance, and the gentle reminder that you are more than your mistakes. You are the sum of everything you've learned and overcome. 4. Letting go of unhealthy habits. After decades of routines, patterns, and responsibilities, it's easy to fall into habits that no longer serve us, especially as we grow older. But once we reach our 70s, our body starts to speak more clearly, and we owe it to ourselves to listen. Not just for the sake of adding years to our life, but to ensure the years ahead are filled with energy, clarity, and joy. Unhealthy habits come in many forms. Some are physical, like skipping breakfast, relying too heavily on processed foods, or spending too many hours sitting. Others are emotional or mental, such as excessive worrying, dwelling on negative news, or isolating from friends and family. These behaviors often feel harmless in the moment, but over time, they quietly chip away at our well-being. The good news? You don't need to completely overhaul your lifestyle overnight. Letting go of unhealthy habits begins with small, intentional steps, ones that feel doable and kind. For example, instead of skipping your morning meal, try a bowl of oatmeal with fresh berries. Swap that afternoon soda for a glass of water or herbal tea. Or if you've been sedentary, begin with a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood each day. These adjustments may seem small, but their long-term impact is substantial. Equally important is how we care for our emotional health. Watching hours of distressing news can elevate stress levels and leave us feeling helpless. Instead, consider limiting screen time and replacing it with something that feeds the soul. Listening to soothing music, gardening, or calling a loved one. Likewise, loneliness and withdrawal are common but harmful habits as we age. Making a weekly phone call, joining a local group, or volunteering just once a month can rekindle social connections that greatly boost our mood and outlook. Sleep also deserves attention. Many seniors struggle with rest due to irregular routines or overstimulation before bed. Creating a calm nighttime ritual, like turning off screens an hour before sleep, reading a book, or doing light stretches, can improve both sleep quality and energy the next day. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Changing habits isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You've likely lived with these routines for decades, so it's natural that new ones will take time to take root. Celebrate the small victories. Each better food choice, every bit of movement, and every moment of calm is a step toward a fuller, more vibrant life. And remember, asking for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Talk to your doctor about physical concerns. Reach out to a nutritionist if you need help planning balanced meals. Consult a therapist or counselor if emotional wellness feels out of reach. You don't have to do it alone. At its core, letting go of unhealthy habits is about reclaiming your vitality. It's a promise to your body and spirit that the best years don't have to be behind you. They can be right here, right now, shaped by mindful choices and fueled by the desire to truly feel alive. 5. Letting go of the fear of change. Change can be unsettling at any age, but after 70, it often feels downright intimidating. Whether it's adjusting to new technology, shifting routines, or coping with changes in health or independence, the unfamiliar can stir up anxiety. Many older adults find comfort in the predictable, and understandably so. Familiarity brings a sense of safety, but here's the gentle truth. Resisting change doesn't stop it from happening. It only makes the process harder. The fear of change is rooted in uncertainty. What will happen if I downsize my home? Will I be able to learn this new device? What if I fail at this new activity? These questions, while natural, can quietly convince us to stay still. But staying still doesn't always equal staying safe. Sometimes it simply means missing out on opportunities for growth, joy, and connection. By our 70s, we've already survived and adapted through more changes than we often realize. Careers, marriages, raising children, losses, health challenges. Each of those transitions proves one powerful truth. You are capable of more resilience than you give yourself credit for. So how do we let go of that fear and embrace change instead? Start by shifting the narrative. Rather than focusing on what's being left behind, consider what you might gain. Downsizing a home might bring relief from physical strain and a chance for a cozier, easier to manage space. Learning to use a smartphone might seem daunting, but it could help you stay connected with grandkids, share photos, or even join video calls with friends across the country. Even small changes like trying a new hobby or saying yes to a community group can breathe new energy into daily life. The key is curiosity, not perfection. You don't need to master everything. You just need to stay open. Growth doesn't stop with age, it evolves. Another important piece is compassion. Be gentle with yourself during transitions. If you try something new and it feels awkward at first, that's okay. All change comes with a learning curve. Celebrate effort, not outcomes. Every attempt to adapt is a victory over fear. It's also helpful to remember you're not alone. Talk to peers who've embraced similar changes. Ask a neighbor how they transitioned into a smaller home or joined a walking club. Their experiences can offer reassurance, encouragement, and even inspiration. Finally, think of change as a companion, not a threat. It walks beside you through each chapter of life. And just like a familiar road with new scenery, change brings opportunities to grow, connect, and rediscover parts of yourself that may have been dormant for years. Letting go of the fear of change is a gift you give yourself, an invitation to step into your 70s and beyond with courage and curiosity. Because the truth is, the most beautiful moments may still be ahead, waiting just on the other side of a single brave choice. By the time we reach our 70s, we've earned the right to live with clarity, intention, and peace. Life has taught us its most valuable lessons, not through textbooks, but through love, loss, resilience, and everyday courage. And now we're offered a quiet but powerful opportunity, the chance to release what no longer serves us and make space for what truly matters. Letting go of clutter, toxic relationships, old regrets, unhealthy habits, and fear of change isn't about giving up. It's about gaining something far more precious. It's about choosing lightness over burden, freedom over routine, and peace over pressure. This isn't a farewell to your past. It's a celebration of how far you've come and a warm welcome to what's still possible. Imagine walking into a home that feels calm and uncluttered. Picture spending time only with people who uplift you. Envision waking up without the weight of what if and embracing each day with energy and grace. That future is not only within reach, it starts with a single decision to let go. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to take just one small step today. Declutter a drawer, call someone who brings you joy, go for that walk, or simply forgive yourself for something you've held on to for too long. These moments matter more than we realize. And if you found value in this reflection, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need a gentle reminder that it's never too late to choose peace. This is your time. Make it count. Because after everything you've lived through, you absolutely deserve a life filled with light, love, and freedom.